Hi, and welcome to this class on how to grow your practice in less than 1 month by adding hair tissue mineral analysis. Today you're going to learn how to confidently use the most affordable functional lab as a baseline test for every client. This will help you not only attract more clients, but seriously impress them from their first consultation. I know that's a big promise, but it's true. Strategically using hair tissue mineral analysis, which I'll refer to as HTMA throughout this class, in your practice can not only impact your clients' lives by helping them address the root of most symptoms, which really come back to mineral imbalances, but using HTMA can also drastically impact your practice growth because of how affordable the test is and how easy it is to use with every single client. Over the next 30 minutes or so, you're going to learn the exact 7-step system that I use and the exact system I taught to over 350 practitioners in the last year for interpreting HTMA results and structuring your services to attract and retain clients. So before we really dig in, take a second to silence any distractions you may have and grab something to take notes on because this class is jam-packed and we're going to move really quickly. Now, you'll notice the time to access this class is limited and there's a reason for that. The most successful practitioners are doers, and I know personally if I don't put something on my calendar with a due date, it seriously never gets done. I can already tell that you're a fellow doer practitioner because you've committed to taking time away from your busy schedule to watch this, which is really awesome. Hi, I'm Jensen. I am so glad you're here. I do get really distracted when I'm watching a webinar and I'm trying to learn things and there's a little talking head in the bottom corner. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my video here, but let's get into it. I know your time is valuable, so let me give you a quick rundown of the plan for today. I'm going to teach you the 7-step system for analyzing HTMA results to organically grow your practice in less than a month. You'll actually walk away from this free class with tangible, actionable info so that you can start using HTMA tomorrow. And then if you stay until the end, I'm going to share a massive bonus with you that I guarantee you won't want to miss. So let's get into what you're really here for, learning how to analyze HTMA results and experiencing organic practice growth. So you're in the right place if you've realized that even though you're super passionate about nutrition and holistic living, people aren't knocking down your door to pay to work with you. You're also in the right place if you're just starting out and you're worried no one will take your recommendations seriously unless you back them up with data, or you're looking to expand your business and add testing into your practice, but you don't know where to start or what to do. And maybe you've even taken a course on understanding HTMA, but still feel clueless about what to actually do with the information. By the way, this is way more common than you may think. It's not your fault though. No one tells you that running a successful health practice takes so much more than just being passionate about natural health, even though that's a great place to start. You've probably heard you need to niche down right away to run a successful practice, so that must be right? But let's take a moment to question that assumption. Think about it. Instead of niching down, what if you were able to work with literally anyone because what you offered was so foundational that it could be relevant to any population? Then you would have the opportunity to figure out who you actually like working with, rather than pigeonholing yourself with a niche before you even get experience. Or worse, you never feel like you're enough of an expert in that niche to be able to start seeing clients, so you're perpetually reading more books, taking more courses, and just not making the impact that you dreamed of when you started this career journey. I have been there. I was terrified I was going to make the wrong recommendations to clients, and it honestly paralyzed me. Back then, I created a website, I had business cards made, and I started sharing my new career with people and offering a free 15-minute discovery call to talk with potential clients. But here's the problem. I would get on those discovery calls and my potential clients would start talking about complicated health conditions and all the things they had already tried, and I would think, "Whew, this is out of my scope," or, "Oh no, it sounds like they've tried all the things I would normally recommend." Or worse, I would recommend them a book to read or an Instagram account to follow because I didn't feel like I was the expert on the subject, so I'd just point them in the direction of somebody else that I thought could help them. Did you catch that? I was so unsure of my value that I was literally sending potential clients away from my business. That is completely ridiculous. So needless to say, I didn't book a single client through a discovery call. Now, what I really wanted was just to feel confident about my recommendations for any client, actually help people experience changes in their symptoms, and ultimately, I really wanted to quit my day job and replace my income with my passion. Is that relatable? But then I happened to stumble upon the thing that changed everything for me: functional lab testing, but more specifically, hair tissue mineral analysis, or HTMA. As with most of us in this field, my own health history is what led me to wanting to pursue nutrition as a career. I struggled with debilitating endometriosis pain for over 10 years until I discovered the magic of magnesium. After graduating with my nutrition certification, my mind was actually blown by the fact that I had access to functional lab testing at a wholesale price with my new nutrition credential. And hair tissue mineral analysis just caught my eye first. I signed up for my first HTMA course at literally 41 and a half weeks pregnant, which looking back is honestly hilarious. And just to help myself get more experience as I was learning, I happened to create a beta test group where I offered an HTMA test and a consultation at a discounted rate, but it still covered the test price and paid me for my time, which was key. I was shocked at how different the experience was between presenting prospective clients with a test rather than a discovery call where I really wasn't offering anything tangible. I went from having 0 clients to 8 in one day, which is a funny story I'd really love to share with you another time. But then it just snowballed from there because of referrals and an amazing partnership I was able to land with a psychologist. So the interest level peaked so quickly, which was amazing, but it was also overwhelming to get multiple test results back and know it would take me 3 to 5 hours to prep for each client. And that's when the HTMA analysis app was born, but more on that later. Let's get back to focusing on how all this can help you. So what would that look like for you if you flipped a switch and your discovery calls were booked with people who were a great fit for the services that you offered? And what if you felt confident you could definitely help all of those people? Here's what happened when Jamie announced that she would be adding HTMA to her practice. You can see in her comments, people are blowing them up. Yay, can't wait for all this. Add me to the list, sign me up, me too. And this is what happened for Ashley. She says, just an update, it's been barely over a month since I opened up HTMA and I've gotten 20 clients through it. It's all been super exciting going through the results and especially seeing how people's results tie into what I teach them inside my course. So it's been very validating for my students so far. Pretty cool, right? All right, so we still have a lot to cover, so let's get into the details of the 7-step system for analyzing HTMA results to organically grow your practice in less than a month. We'll cover step 1, the intake interview. Step 2, how to determine dietary recommendations based on the metabolic type. Step 3, the role of heavy metals. Step 4, how to determine the highest priority mineral pattern. Step 5, how to connect your client's symptoms to their HTMA results. Step 6, putting together custom recommendations for diet, supplements, and lifestyle. And Step 7, how you can structure your follow-up services. So let's start at the beginning. Step 1, the intake interview. Before you even have the client take the HTMA test, set your future self up for success by having your client fill out a comprehensive intake interview form that includes questions about their health history, their top health concerns, and information about their lifestyle so you can get a good understanding of where they are currently and start to look for clues as to why they are struggling. My intake interview includes specific questions about things like birth control usage and if they've ever been vegan or vegetarian because those help me understand their HTMA results better. Then we also want to make sure that the client fills out a comprehensive questionnaire about different symptoms they experience. I personally prefer the Nutritional Assessment Questionnaire by Dick and Weatherby because it asks the client if they experience over 300 symptoms daily, weekly, monthly, or never. And by tallying up their answers, it provides a symptom burden graph that shows which areas in the body need the most support. By the way, you can access the free online version of my intake interview and the nutritional assessment questionnaire that does all of the calculations for you by creating your own free account on jotform.com and searching for the template called intake interview and NAC. So make sure you screenshot this if that's something that you're looking for. So the reason we get all of this background information on the client is because it's extremely important to look at the whole client. HTMA is not a diagnostic test, it's a screening test. And it's one of the 4 puzzle pieces that we use to make custom recommendations for the client. Step 2, we determine dietary recommendations based on the client's metabolic type. In the top right-hand corner of HTMA results, you'll see that Trace Elements did the calculations to determine your client's metabolic type. Basically, if the client is a slow oxidizer, it means that their body will do best on a diet that is balanced with a good amount of protein, carbs, and lower fat. If the client is a fast oxidizer, it means that they're burning through their minerals too fast, and to help slow them down, the best diet is going to be high in fat, moderate protein, and lower in carbs. There are obviously other nuances to consider with this, but we always use the metabolic type to figure out the best dietary strategy. Okay, I had to throw in a step 2.5 here called contaminations. This is a quick bonus step that I felt was super important before we get to step 3. So when you're looking at the single mineral levels, which can be found here in purple, if any are super high, you're going to want to ask if there are any potential contaminations that could be affecting these results. For example, the most common one is when sodium looks super high. It could mean that the client was just a bit sweaty before taking their hair sample. Sodium is used in a few super important ratios though, so we need that sodium level to be accurate. Here's a quick list to screenshot of other potential contaminations if you want to reference this later. For example, Head & Shoulders shampoo increases zinc levels and Selsun Blue shampoo increases selenium. All right, on to step 3, the role of heavy metals. This is where you get to put on your detective hat and figure out where your client may be getting exposed to specific heavy metals. The heavy metals can be found in this pink toxic elements section. If any are showing here, that means that they're being excreted into the hair. If none are showing, it doesn't mean that the client doesn't have any heavy metals. It just means that the body isn't prioritizing excreting them at this time. And actually, it's pretty common that people with a slow metabolic type won't excrete many heavy metals until their thyroid and adrenals are supported properly. So while it may seem counterintuitive, it's a great sign to see more heavy metals show up on a retest. Also, if you look at the periodic table, you'll notice that some heavy metals are in the same column as important minerals. When elements are in the same column like this, it means that they have a similar chemical structure and can take each other's place on binding sites. So let's consider zinc and cadmium. If the body is lacking in zinc but it has access to cadmium, cadmium is going to be on those binding sites instead of zinc. So the most effective and the safest method of getting rid of heavy metals is to support the proper mineral levels so that they can displace the heavy metals on binding sites, and then the heavy metals will be eliminated naturally. Now, step 4 is to determine the highest priority mineral pattern in the data. Every single mineral has either an antagonistic or synergistic relationship with every other mineral. Check out this super complicated but super beautiful mineral wheel, and let me show you how you read this. So you start by looking at one mineral and see how it branches out to show antagonisms and synergisms with these arrows. Here's a fun, tricky part. So some mineral relationships are synergistic if they are in the correct ratio with each other, but also antagonistic if there's an excess of one or the other. I want to keep this as simple as possible though. The main takeaway from looking at this mineral wheel is to illustrate why we always look at the ratios between certain minerals and specific patterns showing up inside the mineral results versus analyzing the single minerals alone. Let me show you what I'm talking about in the HTMA analysis app, which, by the way, you get lifetime access to if you sign up for Instant HTMA Professional. So I've uploaded this client's results to the HTMA analysis app, and it's analyzed which of these indicators are present, and it calculates which patterns are present. There are literally a million things that we could look at on a single HTMA test, but in order to actually help the client alleviate symptoms and balance their minerals, we have to determine what the highest priority is and specifically fix that first. This is super important, and it's why my students love the flowcharts inside Instant HTMA Professional. It takes the guessing game out of figuring out where to start with the client. Step 5 is to show your client where their symptoms are showing up inside their HTMA result. This is how you get client buy-in that leads to behavior changes. Remember those intake interview forms that you had them fill out? You're going to want to look at those and then go into the app and select their top health concerns or any symptoms that they experience daily. So this client was struggling with bloating, was having a hard time losing weight, and was really struggling with anxiety. Then the app tells you all of the mineral imbalances that are associated with those symptoms. And you're able to look at the HTMA results and see which ones are present. This is my favorite part of the analysis because it's so cool to see how accurately the information aligns with the person's symptoms. I've been doing this for years now, and this part truly never gets old. Step 6 is when you put together custom recommendations for diet, supplements, and lifestyle based on all of the information that you have. Let's look at this client together. As I mentioned earlier, the dietary recs come from the metabolic type. So I would know that this client needs to follow the slow oxidation diet. Then I can see that this client has different indicators of burnout and stress. So I would talk with the client about their stress levels and explain how some minerals like magnesium get depleted faster under stress. So what stressors in their life could be managed differently? We all have stress, but this is where you come in as the coach to really help them make impactful changes that they'll be able to see the impact of on a retest. Then, if you choose to recommend supplements, and you don't have to, diet and lifestyle changes can sometimes make a huge difference alone. But in case you do want to recommend supplements, we would find the highest priority pattern or ratio imbalance in their results and make recommendations to impact that. To figure out what that priority is, there's a where do I start flowchart inside Instant HTMA that practitioners really love. I'm also a huge fan of Vicon Custom Supplements, which is an HTMA specific supplement company that allows you to build a custom formula for your client based on their HTMA results. So it significantly simplifies the protocol, which really helps clients stay compliant. A client supplement recommendations usually consist of a mixture of minerals, vitamins, glandulars, binders, and digestive support. We have to remember everything works together, so we're never recommending just like a single mineral supplement because that's going to throw everything out of balance. Finally, step 7. So once you've put together the plan for the client, you can structure your follow-up services to provide support on implementing that plan and providing accountability leading up to a retest in 3 to 4 months. What this looks like from start to finish is that the client signs up to work with you and pays for the initial consultation, which includes the HTMA lab. They fill out an intake interview and symptom questionnaire and send in their hair sample. You receive their HTMA results in your email and schedule the single consultation. In the consultation, you lead them through their HTMA results and put together a custom plan for them based on all of the information that you have. And then you ask what type of support they would like for implementing the plan until the recommended time to retest, which is about 4 months. Do they want to meet with you weekly, monthly? Do you have a course or a group program they can go join for additional support? The options are endless, and the HTMA test is what gets them in the door. So, to summarize, there are 2 main options for using HTMA in your practice. You can read all of these books on minerals, memorize hundreds of patterns, and spend 3 to 5 hours researching and prepping for each client. Or the second option is to plug in HTMA results to an app, review the mineral patterns, consult with the priority flowcharts, and create custom recommendations for the client. And if number 2 sounds more like your cup of tea, you might be the right fit for Instant HTMA Professional. Instant HTMA Professional is for you if you are a functional health practitioner who wants to quickly and effectively offer testing to your clients so that you can help them get better results. If you're a nurse, a doctor, a chiropractor, a dietitian, a licensed health professional who wants to go beyond conventional medicine and use a multidisciplinary approach to healthcare. If you work in health and fitness and you want to have actual data to help your clients see better results. If you want to give your clients a complete report that is easy to understand and helps them see the reasoning behind your recommendations. And you don't want to spend hours and hours trying to interpret HTMA results so that you can create the right protocols for your clients. Once you're inside the course, you'll get an all-in-one knowledge suite designed to help you ditch the confusion and overwhelm so that you can start effectively implementing HTMA into your practice in less than a month. You'll get concise and easy to reference course content so that you have everything you need to quickly and efficiently interpret results and share them with clients using the automated client report generator inside the app. You'll also get lifetime access to exclusive weekly office hour appointments, monthly case studies, and the online community so that you never have to worry about feeling overwhelmed or confused. Let's break down the course even further so you can see exactly what you're getting. The base course is 8 modules in total. So in Module 1, you'll learn how to access the HTMA analysis app and enjoy unlimited usage, analyzing single tests, comparing multiple tests side by side, and a custom client report generator that makes an editable Google document. The app is the quickest way to understand HTMA results and determine what to prioritize for each client. You just plug in the raw results and let it do its magic. In Module 2, which is called What is HTMA, you'll understand everything you absolutely need to know about HTMA so that you can be confident when explaining its benefits to clients and easily get them on board. By the end of Module 2, you'll know what bioavailability, mineral loss, retention, and displacement are and why they matter, how to obtain a proper hair sample either remotely or in person, the art of removing common misconceptions around HTMA, all the ins and outs behind how the HTMA lab company Trace Elements works, and 3 different ways that have simplified putting together hair test kits. In Module 3, we really get into understanding HTMA results. So you'll know how to go beyond just fast and slow for metabolic types. You'll uncover the 4 surprising indicators to assess stress and understand ratios. Identify why analyzing single minerals is actually the lowest priority, determine when it's good to see high heavy metal levels, and fill in our proprietary metabolic blueprint system. This is how practitioners know exactly what to prioritize in the mineral data so that they can create a protocol. In Module 4, we go even deeper by discussing different patterns and more advanced topics around HTMA. So with this module, you'll know the highest priority patterns and why patterns are more important than ratios. You'll learn the secret behind hidden copper imbalance and how to identify it using HTMA, the intake interview, and an in-depth nutritional assessment questionnaire. And you'll also learn about some really interesting psychological mineral patterns and someone's ability to detox effectively based on HTMA markers. Now, I always say that Module 5 is where everything really comes together and becomes clear. This is where I teach you how to make truly tailored and data-backed recommendations for your clients. So you'll learn how to use the Build Your Own Protocol Guide to make recommendations based on symptoms from the nutritional assessment questionnaire, your intake interview, and the HTMA results all together. You'll determine the exact dietary strategy to recommend based on 3 factors, and also learn why B vitamins or glandulars aren't necessarily recommended for certain types. We'll demystify lifestyle and stress considerations for a protocol, and you'll receive guidance on how to prep for your very first HTMA consult, which I know can sometimes feel a little daunting. In Module 6, we talk more about the business side. You'll learn how to build a successful practice, whether you have clients already or not. So I'll walk you through how to use HTMA to strategically grow your business, little-known strategies for getting your first paying clients without spending $1 on advertising or hours on social media, unless you want to, the secrets to structuring your services so that you attract recurring clients, and a step-by-step client lifecycle guide and consultation flow. Module 7 shows you how to automate your practice to work smarter and not harder, so you can focus on what you do best, which is getting clients results. You'll be able to create an automated client flow so that you can manage the client process with the click of a button, discover how to integrate 6 essential and mostly free digital tools so that you can slice the time you spend on client prep. You'll understand why it's essential to break the client lifecycle into stages, and you'll have access to professional pre-made templates to create your systems in just a few hours. And finally, in Module 8, you'll learn the step-by-step path for retest analysis. Retests are key when you want your clients to see the results of your protocols and to keep clients coming back. You'll learn the most misunderstood aspect of analyzing retests and what happens if you look at it like a first test, as well as what client documentation to include. But beyond the modules, there are some incredible bonuses included in your lifetime access as well. First is the case study resource library. You'll get instant access to over 30 step-by-step deep dive video presentations of HTMA case studies. This will help you continuously build your HTMA muscles and learn from master HTMA practitioners. We go through tough cases, kids, pregnancy, long COVID, and more. There are even some cases where we use other labs like the GI map or OAT or blood. Every week, we have a group call specifically aimed at supporting new HTMA practitioners, and then we also offer multiple 15-minute one-on-one time slots each week that are exclusive to the Instant HTMA community. So do you want our eyes on your client? Do you want to feel confident about your plan for a tough client? That's what these are here for. In the past, practitioners have asked me questions like, am I on the right track with my plan for this client? My client doesn't have mercury fillings. Where else could they have been exposed to mercury? Or what should I do about this one specific high mineral level? These office hours are really fun and a great way to connect one-on-one and get truly individual support. Then there's the Instant HTMA professional community. This is the private online community where you get to connect with other coaches and practitioners, learn from each other, share ahas, and grow together. I specifically structured Instant HTMA to be fully self-paced and include lifetime access to literally everything because the learning journey never stops. I want you to feel supported through your whole HTMA journey, even once you've been through all the modules. So retests are more of an art to interpret, and I want you to have support as you continue to hone in. Plus, I'm always learning more and updating the course and app as I do, and you'll have access to every single update at no added cost. So if we look at everything you get inside Instant HTMA Professional, there's lifetime access to the HTMA app, lifetime access to all 8 modules, lifetime access to monthly case studies, lifetime access to weekly office hours, lifetime access to the Instant HTMA online community, and lifetime access to all previous and future bonus presentations, which you'll find scattered throughout the course. The value of this program is $13,000. So if you had the ability to easily utilize the most affordable functional lab and attract endless clients, what would that be worth to your practice or to your life? So the value is $13,000, but the standard enrollment price is only $1,997. And because you watched this class, you actually get access to a limited time offer that you literally will never see again. You can get lifetime access for only 6 monthly payments of $274 or 1 full payment of $1497. That's a savings of $500, which is more than 1 whole month's payment at the standard enrollment price. But when this offer is gone, it will not come back. Truly, I'm not joking. I don't run sales. You'll never see me do a promo for a lower price because it just wouldn't be fair. And if you're still doing some math in your head to see if it's worthwhile, let's say you start using HTMA this month, and like most practitioners, you're charging at least $299 for a single HTMA test and a consultation. And by the way, many practitioners are actually getting away from doing a live one-on-one call with their clients, and they're actually recording a screen share video going over their clients' results, making their recommendations, but you can structure your services however you'd like. So let's say you charge $299. That means your take home after the cost of the test is about $245. $245 times 7 clients is $1,470. You'll only need to get 7 paying clients to make your investment back and more. And by the way, I show you exactly how to get those first 7 clients in the HTMA Business Essentials section where we talk about building a successful practice. What if you had just 7 HTMA clients a month for a year? That would be $245 times 7, which is $1,715. And if you multiply that by 12, that's $20,580. You would make your investment back 13.5 times. But please don't just take my word on this. Here's what some past students are saying. Donna says, holy, people are really signing up. My business has been so stagnant for 2 years and all of a sudden it's really blowing up. I'm so grateful for you and your course. And Yoli says, I've sold 8 hair tests recently. Like, why is this so easy? And Kiara says, wow, can I first say how much I love Instant HTMA? It's just what I've been looking for after beginning to incorporate hair testing into my practice over a year ago. So thank you. And Fiona says, I'm really enjoying your course. I've recently done another course, and while the information was good, it wasn't presented in a systematic way like yours. I'm a details person, so I did a ton of independent research to build spreadsheets, etc. as a reference for myself. So I can really appreciate your thorough style, the handouts you've provided, and the app you've built. Thanks so much. Also, your enrollment is protected by my no more guessing guarantee. So I created Instant HTMA Professional to help practitioners confidently and effectively use HTMA in their practice, and I stand by my promise. If you find that you're still struggling with HTMA after you've done the course and used the app, I genuinely want to give you your money back. All I ask is that you show me that you did the work, because the reality is that you will only get as much out of this course as you put in. You're able to email me within 30 days of purchase, show me that you've completed the course materials and run an HTMA test, and you'll receive a full refund. I know that investing in your practice and yourself is a huge decision, but I'm also fully confident that the value this course brings to your practice far outweighs the price, which is why I happily provide this guarantee. If you put in the work, this course is designed to pay for itself so many times over. And if you're thinking, yeah, but I'm worried I won't have time to do the course. How much time do I actually need to get through it? Don't worry, this is a totally self-paced course that's broken up into 8 modules. You could technically complete it all in a weekend if you wanted to, although most participants take a couple of weeks to get through it. Each module takes about 1 to 2 hours to complete, and it's broken up into multiple short, like 5 to 20-minute lessons. The lessons are designed to be followed chronologically, but you'll be able to navigate back to specific lessons if you ever need a refresher on a certain topic. Or, yeah, but what if I've already taken an HTMA course? So that's great. You'll definitely have a head start, but I can guarantee that this is unlike any other HTMA course out there because it revolves around my custom-built web app. The HTMA analysis application allows you to plug in raw results, prioritizes the results for you, pulls markers you've probably never heard of, correlates HTMA results to symptoms, and automatically generates personalized client reports. And remember, when you join, you get lifetime access to the app. You don't have to pay a monthly or an annual fee to access it. This program is also really special because it's not just hours of information on minerals and HTMA. It's actually full of practical ways to incorporate HTMA into your practice and strategies for growing your business with HTMA. Yeah, but I don't have a single client and I'm struggling. How will this help me get clients? Trust me, I get it. I didn't have a single client before I started using HTMA either. Then I discovered a strategy that helped me grow my practice from 0 clients to over 30 in just a few short months, which quickly led to a partnership with a psychologist who sends over my ideal client weekly. I detail that entire process in Module 6, which is called the From Beta to Partnership Growth Strategy, because this strategy not only worked for me, but it's helped dozens of other practitioners grow their practices using HTMA. Yeah, but what happens if I'm stumped by a client's specific HTMA result? You have lifetime access to weekly office hour appointments and the Instant HTMA professional community. So you can sign up for a 15-minute time slot to talk one-on-one or just post your question in the community and I'll help you navigate those results. You definitely don't have to feel like you're working in a silo here. Yeah, but do I need a specific health certification to be able to use HTMA? Not necessarily. You do need some sort of certification though. So the lab I recommend, Trace Elements, will accept any health certification that includes a certificate. So inside Instant HTMA, you'll find NTPs, FNTPs, FDNs, restorative wellness practitioners, RDs, pharmacists, nurses, acupuncturists, and everything in between. Trace Elements isn't one of those companies that's really picky about the type of certification you have. Yeah, but can I use an HTMA lab company like Doctors Data or Equalife or Analytic Research Labs, or does it have to be Trace Elements? So the only lab that will provide you with all the results that are needed for the HTMA analysis app to correctly perform the calculations is Trace Elements. If you're an international practitioner, there are actually distributors that use Trace Elements all over the world, so you should be all set there. I don't recommend using Doctors Data, Analytic Research Labs, or any other HTMA labs for several reasons. Some of these labs wash their hair samples, they use different measurements, or they just don't provide as thorough of an analysis. And for the purpose of using the app, you really have to just use Trace Elements. Yeah, but what if I live outside of the USA or I'm in New York or California? I've heard that they have weird lab laws there. So in this case, reach out to me directly. I've helped multiple practitioners navigate this, but it just comes down to a few individual factors that we would need to discuss. Feel free to email me anytime at jensen@testdon'tguess.org and we can chat. Don't forget, you get lifetime access to literally everything. The app, the modules, the monthly case studies, the weekly office hours, the bonus presentations, everything. And for the next 2 days, you'll get all of that for only 6 installments of $274, 4 installments of $399, or 1 investment of just $14.97. And you don't have to be ready to start now. I know life is super busy. This is why the course is self-paced and structured in a way that it can be consumed in just 1 weekend if you're eager to get started quickly. But seriously, the meat of the course is about 8 hours of content divided up into 10 to 15-minute quick videos. This isn't another course that's going to take up your nights and weekends for the next 3 months, I promise. Lauren told me that she finished 70% of it the first day she enrolled. She said it was so easy to get through. So you can jump in now and save $500, or you can wait until it's available again at the full investment of $19.97. So click that link and I'll see you on the other side. I can't wait to see how HTMA drastically impacts your practice and your clients.